We are live, guys. It is Saturday, September 6th, 2025. It's the MMAOB Daily Podcast. I'm your host, as always, Adam Martin. Big Marcel. Marcel, a rare Saturday edition of the podcast, my friend.
Yeah.
And immediate reaction to the card. We just had an amazing card, I think. Really good card, and we're going to talk about it. Let me just tweet it out, Marcel, but just how you doing, man? Glad to see you, as always, especially on a Saturday night, man.
Yeah, I'm doing well, man. I mean, was like a very eventful card. I think the main event kind of stunk, to be really honest, but overall it was a pretty good card. Lots of finishes. Yeah, great. I think, I know you're setting everything up, but you went to a great concert last night, and I want to give you the opportunity to tell a little bit about it. So, yeah.
For sure. Yeah, no, Marcel, I bought those tickets to System of a Down and Deftones like almost a year ago. So I've been waiting a long time for this. And I swear to God, guys, like, you can ask Marcel. It's like almost every day I'm texting Marcel about this. I'm like, dude, the concert's coming up. And he's like, you knew yesterday. You're like, you're going tonight. I'm like, I know. I'm fucking finally going. So my bad for annoying you about it. But I mean, you're a huge fan too.
Yeah,
It was everything I wanted, man. It was everything I expected and more. Like, it blew away my expectations. I've been to a lot of concerts, guys. I've seen like pretty much like all my favorite bands I've seen in concert. So this was one of the few I haven't seen. Also, Deftones opened, and I've seen them once a long time ago, like maybe 15 plus years ago. They're a really good band. I think they were okay last night. But I think System of a Down stole the show. Like, it was incredible. I got a pit ticket, like I was telling Marcel, so I was right near the farm. Was about, 20, 30 feet away from Surge. Like, it was right there. You saw the pictures. I took some videos.
Everybody's bruised. Who was
I'm really beat up today, though, guys. I'm honestly so super beat up because it was people like really push and they get really aggressive in the pit. Like, there was some like banging and stuff, but it was just so packed that it was really hard to move around. So, but yeah, people like push, they shove, they're trying to get to the front, and I get it, but it was awesome. So yeah, thanks for letting me talk about that really quick, man. It was an amazing show. I had such a good time, but like I was telling Marcel, I didn't get home till like 1:30 in the morning. I'm so beat up right now, guys. Like, I really am. And I have two baseball games tomorrow, Marcel, so I got to sleep well tonight. The thing was, I was going to sleep in today, but UFC Paris started early for us, which no complaints. I mean, I prefer that anyways. But yeah, it was amazing, Marcel. And like I was saying to you, man, like if they ever do another tour, because this is their first tour in a while, we're gonna have to figure out a way to go. Maybe they'll come to Netherlands again. Do they still do Pink Pop? Is that still?
I mean, they've been here, I think, 2 or 3 times, but I don't know if they do. I think I don't know when this last time they went there. I know Korn was last year was here. I should have went, but I didn't.
I thought you did go. I thought you
no,
went.
No, I went to Guns N' Roses 2 years ago.
Yeah, you should have went to Korn, but they'll come back. They'll come back.
Yeah.
They put on a good show. Yeah, I heard Korn's really, really like heavy in person. But yeah, such a good time, dude. I mean, I'm just happy because I waited such a long time for it, but it was a night to remember. So I'm thrilled that I went, man. I'm pumped. And then we obviously had an amazing card today. Like, we had an incredible card, and I'm looking forward to talking about it with you. Let's get into the comments before we talk about the card. I'll start them off here. What's up, Dana? What's up, Alec MMA? Glad to have you here, man. Marcel, thanks. Great pick by you, Marcel. My picks were pretty ass on this card. I mean, you guys know I'm a straight shooter, 7-6. Marcel went 8-5. So nice job, Marcel. You're one behind me in the standings. I did update them. Brian fucked up back in. I had to check. I'm like, where is this mistake? Because we talked about this. We're like, Brian gave him an extra pick basically for the standings, but Marcel's like, no, I'm 2 picks behind you, not 1. So I went back and I looked and I realized that he gave you Juliana Pena as a win instead of a loss to Kayla Harrison. So, I had to change it, man. So,
yeah, that's no problem. I said, like,
you're the one who wanted me to be fair.
Yeah.
Me.
I don't want an extra thing if I didn't get it. So no, it's okay.
For sure. What's up, Joe? Glad to have you here, man. John, what's up, brother? Appreciate you being here, John. Yeah, I know Marcel did dress up. Yeah, Joe, Marcel messaged me, like, and he's like, can we start a few minutes early? So I'm like, sure. Antoine, what's up, man? Glad to have you here. Yeah, hit those likes buttons, guys. We appreciate that. Best artist you've seen in I mean, dude, it was like System of a Down might have been. It was up there. Tool was the first. I've seen Tool twice. The first time I saw him was phenomenal. The second time was okay, but it just depends. Sometimes you catch him on a really, really good night. You could, or sometimes you catch him on a bad night. Radiohead I saw like 20 years ago. They were fucking amazing. I mean, there's a lot. I've seen a lot of bands, so it's hard to say. I saw Judas Priest like 20-something years ago when I was in high school, and they were incredible. I saw Velvet Revolver as well when I was in high school. They were amazing. I mean, there's a bunch of other bands, but like, Can you think of, would it be Guns N' Roses for you, or is there another one that you saw
I
that was
haven't been to a lot. I saw Guns N'
okay?
Roses live, and the pre-show was the Pretenders. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
I'm not too familiar.
Don't get me wrong, that song.
Not too familiar.
I gotta say, I gotta give it to her. She was pretty good, and she's not young anymore. And she was like, man, that was so hot that day because she was like her mascara, or how do you call that, was like she had black mascara and it
Yeah,
was all over her face. That's how hot it was that day. She was in the full sun. Um, I've not been to many concerts, man, but that was I listen. Guns N' Roses. Everybody's always complaining about Axl's voice, and I mean,
yeah,
he's not gonna sound like the '90s anymore, you know.
yeah. No, I get
And
that
but I mean, Slash's guitar work, Duff's guitar work is still amazing, you know. So
for
I
sure.
enjoyed it.
You know, like I used to go to a lot more when I was younger. It's hard, man. Like I'm really beat up today. Like I was getting smashed in that mosh pit last night because I was in the pit. My back hurts, my feet hurt. I was standing up. I stood up for like 5 hours too. The show was supposed to start at 7, but there was a problem with the wind, so they couldn't hang the speakers up. It didn't start till 8. So I
Bro,
was staying there till midnight, man. It was crazy.
you get smashed in the gay bar every weekend, so whatever.
Shut your fucking mouth. I'm enjoying my Stella right now, by the way. So I didn't drink last night. There was multiple people that like were drinking and like passed out, and like people are on drugs and stuff. Dude, I don't smoke weed anymore, like you guys know. But the amount of people that were smoking weed there, like I probably got high from the secondhand smoke. So that's probably why I was hungry on the way out. It's crazy though. It was great. Velvet Revolver is the first one, 2004. That's when they toured the first time. So I was 16. I was in high school. My dad drove me and my friend down to Hamilton, which is about an hour and a half from Toronto. And I saw them. Yeah, it was great. But I've seen a lot of bands, man. Like most of the top metal rock bands and a few like hip hop bands as well. So, or groups, I should say. What's up, Blake? Yeah, we'll talk about John Sullivan, and we're gonna do the Noche preview. So we'll talk about that card. Yeah, they had a bad night. The Fighting Nerds. We'll talk about them in a minute. Let me just get through the comments, Marcel, and then we'll go through
Yeah,
the.
sure thing.
Tristan, what's up? Amazing card. Marcel went. Oh yeah, of course. Axl Rose, Kay Hansen, right?
Jeez.
Seamus, what's up, brother? Did you really? What was the tweet? Did I say it was going to go the distance? I did think it would go the distance. That was a really good bet. To be honest, looking back, like it was probably a better bet just to pick the fight to go decision. We both thought it would go decision.
Mm-hmm.
No, dude, I get as close. I try to get as close as I can. I mean, honestly, at this point in my life, guys, like, listen, I get it. Like, if you can't afford to have, a great ticket, then just being there is always great, But at this point in my life, like, I have a good job. I make decent money. So I'm going to try to get the best ticket I can, Marcel, at this point. If I'm going to go there, I'm trying to get the best ticket I can,
I kind of feel the same way, but it's like, listen, if you have just like nosebleeds, you got like, how do you say that, in the pit or whatever, or the golden circle, they call it here, or you got like, yeah, it sounds kind of erotic, golden circle, but it's not. But you can also have like VIP seats or VIP seats. Now, VIP is a little bit too much in my opinion, but I'd probably take it.
For sure. It just depends on the show and depends how much they are. Like,
Exactly.
At this show, the pit ticket was $300, so I had no problem paying that. I do think that they ended up being cheaper because they released a new block of tickets this week, but unfortunately, I bought 9 months ago. So I don't really care. It's
300 Canadian.
Yeah, so for me, it was worth it. I could have just got a cheap ticket for like $100 or whatever, but dude, this stadium was huge, 70,000 people, like it was massive. I turned around, it's like a soccer stadium basically. It's huge. You don't want to be at the back.
No.
But it just depends on the show. Like I remember I saw Blink-182 a couple years ago. I didn't think they were okay. They were just okay. But I think I paid the same amount, but I was in the stands like pretty far back because you had to pay like $1,000 to sit up front. And I didn't want to do that.
Yeah, I kind of feel like if you're like in the back, you also rather watch it from home, or you can watch it from outside the stadium, pretty much.
Well, that's the thing. A lot of people are just watching the screen, right? Which I get. Again, I'm not trying to shame anyone that
no, definitely not.
Can't get a premium ticket, but again, if I can get a great ticket, I will. But again, it depends. Like I went to UFC Montreal, and you saw where I was sitting, dude. I was really far back in the media row. That's where they put the media people. And people were like, "Oh, you need a telescope to sit there." And I'm like, "Yeah, you're not wrong, but I didn't pay for it." You know what I mean? So
yeah, for sure.
It is what it is. So it just depends, man. It depends on the cost. Depends who it is. Antoine, a few of those things. But yeah, a rare same day podcast. But it just made more sense to do it today. Plus, and I appreciate Marcel doing this. Tomorrow I can watch my football team play tomorrow night. So it made more sense. I appreciate that, Marcel. Thank you.
No problem.
Fight Talk, what's up, man? Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying, Antoine. My Bills are playing tomorrow, so yeah, I think 11-6 or maybe 12-5, something like that. You know, they'll make the playoffs for sure. They'll probably win the division, I would imagine. We went a little bit early. Appreciate you, Lazy Bed, for jumping in. Marcel wanted to go a bit early. I had no problem with it, but I appreciate you jumping in, man. Take a bong hit for us, brother. What's up, Tom? Uh, yeah, no, that was. I think it was during Corn. The guy was jerking off in the stands. I sent Marcel the video. I'm like, dude, you got caught jerking off to
And
Corn during
I,
porno.
yeah, I said like, and even if listen, I understand if it's like Adidas or porno creep, then I understand it. But otherwise, like weird, weird. Why would you do that?
I still haven't seen Corn. That's one of the few bands I haven't seen. So I want to see them one day.
Do you know how they got the name Corn?
No.
You should look it up. I'm not going to tell it on here.
All right, I'll check it out. Someone's going to probably say it.
It's really nasty.
What's up, Big Boars? Yeah, we'll talk about the card. Oh, the record amount of finishes? Yeah, it tied the record today. 11 finishes, so pretty amazing. We got a lot of people in the chat today. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get as many comments as I can. Too old for the pit. Fair enough. I mean, but you're not, dude. You're younger than me. So what are you talking about? Like, you're the same age as Marcel. You guys are younger than me.
Come on, he's just scared.
Honestly, Zach, you couldn't sit in a good seat with the view because it's so big. It's like a soccer stadium. You'd be sitting on the other side of the stadium, basically. Like, I don't think it would be. I mean, you could, but I don't think you'd see much. Personally, yeah.
He's just scared. It's not for us.
No,
it's for the us to freedom. He's just scared.
No, I get it because like there's another venue in Toronto called the Budweiser Stage where it's like a small pit and then it's like seats. There's fine because you're not far back. But this stage, the thing with this one, it's a brand new stadium. It's like the big stadium, the band shell or whatever. Then it's like a pit. Marcel, where a few thousand people, and behind it's like a floor with like, hundreds of thousands of, not hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands of people, and then the stands all around. I can't really. It's hard for me to draw an image, but it's just like a picture a soccer stadium. One side of the pitch is where the band is playing, and then the floor is all people, and then the seats are where you're sitting. It'd be harder to see. So I get what you're saying though. Paul, what's up, man? Glad to have you here. Good day for the Brits, Paul. Right? You guys went 1-0, I think. Wait, Sam Patterson. Unless I'm forgetting someone. What's up, brother? Glad to have you here. Whacking at ask Marcel about it. He knows a little bit about that, right, Marcel? Whacking at a concert.
What the fuck?
Kay Hansen. You just saw Kay Hansen in concert, dude.
I don't know who would even do that, man. I mean, what the hell? It's so weird.
I think the dude was like sick in the head or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. If it's at an amphitheater, I totally get that. But this wasn't even a full size arena, Zach. This is a soccer stadium. Like it's. An arena, yeah. I mean, like I think a seat's okay. I think it's fine. Even this was a soccer stadium. I think if you sat in the very far, you couldn't see anything. I think, but again, I don't know. All right, let's get into the fights because we talked for a bit there. But I appreciate you guys letting me have a chance to talk about my night last night because it was fun, man. I looked really a long time forward to seeing that. Let's get into the fights and start with I'll ask you this actually. I don't know if we even gave a rating last week. I was thinking about it after we finished the show. I'm like, did we rate it? I think going into it, I would have given it probably like a 7, right? But I think it was one of the best cards of the year. I would have given it a 9 or a 10. What do you think?
I give it an 8, 8.8, 8.5.
Okay, but it was good though, eh?
To go to 9, 9.5, the main event has to be good, and the main event wasn't good.
Yeah, it was. Okay, let's talk about it now. Main event goes to decision. Nassourdine Imavov defeats Caio Borralho. 50-45, 49-46, 49-46. I had a 49-46. I think you had a 48-47, actually, right? Mm-hmm. For Caio, right? You scored it for Caio?
No. I joke. Listen, you guys at the Discord, a bunch of cunts, I was like, listen, the first round, I mean, that you scored for Imavov, that's okay.
I did, but here's the thing. I just want to say it really quick.
Yeah.
They made a mistake on the screen because if you saw the stats on the screen, they kept posting it. And it's
I saw that.
Ohio was like 21-10, but UFC stats had it 10-6 for Imavov. So I get what you were saying, but it was wrong. It was actually Imavov that had it, that was winning the round.
Watching the round, I thought Imavov was pressing, but I felt like Caio was landing better with the leg kicks. So that's why I scored it for Caio the first round. I can see it given to Imavov. It was close, but I was like, you guys in the Discord acted like I was a fucking retard giving it to Borralho. And I was like, it's not that retarded. It's more retarded to say it's not possible, I think, But fair enough. I think
either way, it didn't matter because he lost the other round.
Borralho only clearly won the third round.
Yeah.
That was
Although Bisping thought he lost the round. Bisping's like, it's 3-0. It's 3-0.
But listen, man, I have all respect for Bisping as a fighter, but as a commentator, I don't know. But I think I think Imavov won at least 3 of the 5 rounds, so he deserved to won, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
And listen, I hear people saying like maybe he shouldn't get a title shot. In my opinion, he clearly should get a title shot. You cannot pass Imavov again. He knocked out Adesanya last time. Now he
Yep.
defends his spot by beating Borralho. Borralho who hasn't lost in 10 years. Give the guy a title shot. Is it the most sexy fight they can make? Chimaev, Imavov, in my opinion, it's not. I don't think Imavov has anything to do in the cage with Chimaev, to be really honest. But at the same time, he deserves it, in my opinion. He won the fights he should have won, so he deserves it.
Listen, I think he does too, but the thing is, unfortunately, it's a case of there's another guy that could be more deserving, the winner of the Fluffy and the Ritter
Yeah,
fight.
I don't agree with that, dude, because Imavov has higher caliber wins than both guys, in my opinion.
You also said this fight sucked, dude. So why are they giving a title shot to a guy that had a shitty fight?
Because for the simple reason, he defended his spot as a top contender. Listen, he's been down to 2 because Drickus went to 1 after he lost to Chimaev, But he defended his spot as the number 1 contender, in my opinion, So you cannot pass him over for a guy who beats number 7 or number 8, who fighting each other 5 and 6, That's bullshit.
Again,
and I'm RDR Netherlands, So for the Netherlands, would be amazing if RDR beats Hernandez and he gets a title shot. But it wouldn't be deserved to get either one a title shot before Imavov, and that's my opinion.
Yeah, listen, I'm not disagreeing in that he deserves a title shot, but again, I think that they made it clear, and David Shaw talked about it today because the French journalists were asking. You watched it, right? The press conference?
No, I didn't actually.
So they asked him, like, is he next? And he just said basically, well, you guys have heard what Dana said. He said, it's going to be the most impressive of the 2 fights. And then he forgot what the other fight was. They were like, UFC Vancouver. He's like, oh, what's the main event again? He's like, oh, yeah, it's Hernandez. It was so cringe because he forgot what the main event, because he's actually Canadian. He should know that. Yeah. But it just depends, like, how that fight goes. Because, man, dude, it's MMA. Like, someone could just, like, get injured or there's an eye poke and it's a no contest. Then it's like this whole argument's stupid. You know what I mean? But if, like, Fluffy goes in there and beats the fucking shit out of DeRitter, or if DeRitter goes and knocks out Fluffy, then... Dude, if DeRitter goes and knocks out Fluffy in like a minute, you're going to be like, okay, yeah, he should jump him, probably. So let's see how it goes.
I'm going to be real with you. Let's say Hernandez wins, then his last win was Dolice. Let me finish.
Sure, finish.
His last win was Dolice, Imavov beat Dolice almost 1.5 years ago already, His win before that was Brandon Allen. It was a really bad fight, in my opinion, but he got the win, and he was sick in that fight. I believe in that. And before that was Michel Pereira, who looks like fucking garbage the last couple of times. So how strong are his wins, to be really honest? I know it is very, how do you say that, convincing, besides Allen, but he won. It's convincing. But beating DeRitter, it's a great win, don't get me wrong, but it's not better, than what Imavov did. Adesanya is a former champion, hasn't been starched. Like he wasn't starched, but he got finished, He did that. He beat now Borralho. Borralho hasn't lost for 10 years,
Okay.
It's just a better resume, in my opinion, And I'm not even, and I'm not an Imavov fan,
I know.
That,
I'm shocked
honest.
You're glazing for him so hard right now.
I'm just honest.
You're honest. I don't disagree with anything you're saying. I think Marcel's right, guys. I think, because if you do look at it, I mean, beating Izzy and beating Caio, those are really good wins. And also he beat Jared too, and
Dolice.
Which the Dolice win, it was a majority decision, wasn't the best win.
Yeah, because he got a point deduction, right? Or not?
True. And he should have had one today, I think.
Yeah.
Mark Otter was like, don't do that again, young man. It's like a teacher like telling you not to be late for school. Don't be late for school again, boy. Don't be late for school again, boy. They didn't play Shimmy. They played like every other song on the album except for Shimmy. It's crazy. And Jet Pilot, I don't think they played. But anyways, yeah, no, I think you're right. But again, let's just wait till like a month. It's like a month from now. It's not that long. Let's wait and then we'll come back to this. But yeah, I think Imavov looked pretty good. His striking looked good. Takedown defense looked great. I was disappointed by Caio Borralho today, man. I really thought I thought he'd win the fight, guys. I really did. He's on a roll. Marcel, I don't think he looked that good, honestly. Do you have any thoughts?
He looked very tentative, in my opinion, and I don't think, to be really honest, that Imavov looked amazing, but because of the way Imavov fought, Borralho had really big trouble, and he tried to get him down early. That wasn't possible, because Imavov had good defense. And for some reason, I felt like Caio was like, oh, fuck, I thought I was be able to get him down. I don't get him down. Now I have to strike with him, And I still think there would have been possibilities for him to win, but after 2 or 3 rounds, you were like, I was already like, probably if it goes to decision, it goes to Imavov, but Borralho never had like how do you say that, the eager to get the finish for
Yep.
some reason, so you pretty much
Yep.
knew, like, if this continues this way, Imavov is going to win a decision.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and Borralho, yeah, I mean, a lot of people, a lot of these, like, how do you say that, these magical people will be like, yeah, but he probably was influenced by Ruffy losing. I mean,
I'm not
I
sure
don't
about
know.
that.
Yeah,
I
I
do
don't think.
think I see Tristan saying he's rusty. I mean, I forgot kind of the Jared fight was almost a year ago. I mean, or it was a year ago, right? Over a year ago,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
but yeah, it was. It was in
Last
August.
August. Maybe we should have taken that more into account. The other thing was the double weight cut. He cut weight 2 weeks ago or
Yeah,
3 weeks ago.
was probably not smart.
Yeah,
But it's
I think that maybe hurt him a little bit, Marcel. You know?
I think you and me both, we pick on style.
Yeah,
And I think Borralho would be able to beat Imavov with the style he normally has. But man, for some reason, I like Borralho a lot.
yeah,
He also looked like, how do you say that? Don't get the English word of it. He didn't look really like ripped. He looks more ripped normally. He kind of look a little bit loose, in my opinion. But who am I to say that? But you know what I mean. I don't know if you saw that as well, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is. And actually, what the DXJC 56 says there, Caio fell in love with his hands too much. That's maybe also the thing, because we saw in the Cannonier fight, he really wanted to prove everybody that he could strike with Cannonier, and he won that fight. Maybe it was like, okay, I might be able also to strike with Imavov, and he was able to strike with him, but he was not good enough to strike with Imavov. So he looked flat. That's the right word,
yeah.
Lazy
I
Bet.
like that. I like that by Lazy Bet. He just didn't look good in this fight, guys. But it didn't seem like he made any excuses. I will say this too, like I expect him to get some takedowns. I'm not saying
Yeah,
every takedown because we both said like he's more well rounded, and really
yeah.
he's shown that throughout his career. But he couldn't get a takedown in this fight, and went in the first round when Imavov was just shrugging him off easily. I'm like, okay, he's gonna have to strike now, and I think he's a good striker, but clearly not at the same level as Imavov. I
No,
think we saw that
no.
in the fight. Imavov's a really good striker. Now, this being said, getting just back to a potential title shot. Hamzat's going to destroy this guy. Like, I don't think that fight's close, dude.
I agree. I agree. I also think Kamzat is going to
Yeah,
throw him around the cage. I'm sure as well. But the thing is, like, he deserves it. And I
yeah,
mean, we cannot be like, and I see that a lot of in MMA. It's like, so we have the champion now. Who is the best person to probably beat the champion? Let's make that fight. That's not how it should work.
yeah. I
The
get what you're
top
saying.
contender should get the
I
shot.
think the other fight, honestly, because those guys are better grapplers, have
I
a better
agree.
chance.
I fully agree with you. I think both guys have a better chance than both Borralho, Imavov to give Kamzat a good fight. But yeah,
I wonder what they're going to do with Borralho next. Like, maybe he'll fight, like, Strickland. He could fight him. He could also fight... DDP could fight one of these guys. Maybe DDP will fight the loser of the other fight,
I
potentially.
think maybe they should make him versus Adesanya now, man.
Which fight?
Borralho against Adesanya. They both
Oh,
lost to
okay.
Imavov. So
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I also think that Honestly, I think Strickland... he's going to lose to Hamzat, but I think Strickland could... He already beat Imavov. He beat him like 50-45. And I know it was a 205, so that's, somewhat different fight. It was a few years ago, but, people forget how good he is. I think, to be honest, especially if it's the Kyle that showed up tonight, Strickland beats that guy too. I don't know what happened to him today, man. It was a flat performance, like you guys were saying. It was just a bad performance, honestly, Marcel. I'll be straight up. It was disappointing. I thought he'd look better, and yeah, it was a little disappointing. Is that all it is? Minus 400? I feel like it should be higher. I thought it was higher than that because I know there's odds out, right? I thought it was like minus 800. I could be wrong though. He wants to fight Grapple. I mean, I think Borralho is an interesting fight, but yeah, Izzy. I mean, yeah, that's or DDP. You're saying, yeah, you already beat Izzy. I think Borralho is an interesting fight because he's well rounded, but we'll see. All right, let's go to the co-main event. Great pick here, Marcel. Benoit Saint-Denis defeats Mauricio Ruffy, second round submission. I mean, he dominated the fight. It wasn't close. He clearly won the first round, beat the crap out of Ruffy, and then second round gets the submission here in Paris. Huge win for Benoit. I mean, everyone's saying fraud check. Do you agree or what?
the thing is, like, if I say fraud check, that means Benoit is also a fraud because he got checked. I don't think it's a fraud check. I just think people overestimated Ruffy, like I said last week. I think if you watch the fight in the contender series against Raymond Magomedaliev,
Sure.
you see he struggles with the grappling, and in the third round he was able to finish him late because Magomedaliev was gassed. And if you look at the fights in the UFC he looked against Borralho, he looked like the next best big thing.
Yeah.
Against Jean Top was an amazing fight. He clearly won, was an amazing fight.
Yon
Yeah,
top.
and against Green,
Yeah.
yeah, great finish. The thing
Yeah.
is, I'm always hesitant when the casual fans are kind of going to scream a certain name.
Hmm.
And if you look at it close, I was like, BSD is fighting at home, you know. Uh,
Sure.
Still, we saw BSD before, and everybody has that Poirier fight in their mind and that Moicano fight in their mind. The Moicano fight, he got
Yeah.
stopped because of the cuts he had in his face, and the Poirier fight. Listen, I'm not going to use it as an excuse, but he had staff. He looked great in the first round and got knocked out in the second round. Against Purple, like I don't think he looked great. But he still won.
Yeah.
So for me, it was like we saw him in the cage before. He's pretty decent. And his ground game is good. So I figured that he was going to test Ruffy's ground game, and Ruffy had nothing for him on the ground.
No.
The only time when Ruffy had something for him was early in the second round, and then Benoit took him down again.
Yep.
So I was like, listen, if this fight is kickboxing or keep standing, yeah, I favor Ruffy definitely. But I was sure that Benoit would be able to implement this ground game. So yeah, great finish for him, man.
He got exposed. I mean, clearly, he got exposed today. You know what fight this reminded me of? When BSD fought Ismail Bonfim,
Yeah,
very similar because he landed that huge kick early in that fight. In this fight, he landed a kick like 5 seconds into the fight, and I think it may like even Bisping said one of the things I agreed with Bisping in this. I think it maybe affected the rest of the fight. He was just after that, it was like really just not the same. Yeah, I mean, like the guy clearly was leagues better, and this is why you do unranked guys against ranked guys. BSD was a ranked guy. Hoofy wasn't. I still think Hoofy beats a lot of lightweights, but he might have an issue with grapplers, potentially. Because you're right, looking back at it, you're on top with Striker, and it was kind of a competitive fight. The Green fight, an old guy that has a bad chin, and then what was the other fight he had? Hoofy, can't remember now.
Green, Malarkey.
Jamie Malarkey. I mean, that guy's another chinny guy, right? So yeah, I mean, there were some signs that potentially, but at the same time, like I thought he'd win. And yeah, we're 0-2 now when we say we have no doubt someone's going to win. You said it about Cody Brundage against McConaughey, and I said it with Hoofy against BSD. So let's not fucking say that anymore, okay? How about that? Let's not say that anymore.
I cannot promise you. I cannot promise you.
BSD gets a bonus. They gave out 4 bonuses on the card with 11 finishes. They couldn't.
Yeah, fucking cunts.
They
Yeah.
sent. We set a new record for gate in attendance in Paris, and they gave out 4 bonuses. It's fucking bullshit. They gotta give out more bonuses. Modestus Bukauskas just destroys Paul Craig. Last time I have to say that probably because it seems like he retired. Let's talk about Modestus gets the finish. Marcel 5 minutes of the first round landed an absolutely brutal elbow. Mark Goddard just looking at him. I'm like, dude, he's fucking knocked out. Stop the fight. But he stopped the fight 5 minutes in on the dot. Gets the finish. Incredible performance by Modestus. But I again, this is a fight where I thought it was a pretty clear win for him. He's looked amazing since he came back to the UFC, Marcel. He's 6-1 since he came back. So he's definitely getting a ranked opponent next. I mean, no doubt, right? He is, right?
Yeah, plus, like, I really like Modestus, cool guy, besides being looking good in the octagon. Man, Paul Craig, he's pulling guard in the last 15, 20 seconds. I was like, dude, listen, I understand if you try that, like, earlier in the fight or when there's still some time to go, but doing that 10 seconds before, and Bukauskas was like, yeah, fuck it, I'm not even going to go out of this guard because he doesn't have the time to fucking finish me. I'm just going to land some hammers. And he lands the elbow, which was nasty. Great knockout for him. Yeah, interesting what they're going to do with Modestus next. You got
maybe
like
Alonzo Menefield, maybe.
Yeah, that makes sense. Or Justin Jacoby, whoever.
Sure.
I mean, it makes sense. He only lost to Petrino. Petrino is too heavyweight. Now, I mean, he looked good, Modestus, but to be really honest, this was a fight he absolutely needed to win to get to that next step in the division, in my opinion.
Yeah, Paul Craig retires after the fight.
Yeah.
Great decision. I mean,
Yeah.
you just hope he does. You hope it's for real. You
Yeah,
hope.
you know the funny thing is actually that when Paul Craig fought Magomed Ankalaev years back in London, and he finished him in the last second, he said afterwards, like, dude, if I lost this fight, I was going to retire. So
Crazy.
it's crazy if you look at how
Yeah,
long he fought after,
I know.
and he got some great wins, man. He beat
Jamal
Shogun,
Hill,
he beat Jamal Hill.
Nikita
Yeah,
Krylov was
yeah.
another good one. He won 8 bonuses, so he won $400,000 at least in bonuses.
Mhm.
He had 21 fights in the UFC. The crazy thing is, he actually had a 5-fight contract that he just signed after the Pilato fight. So for this one, would have been fight 1. I hope that this is a serious retirement, but at the same, you know how MMA is, man. Guys come back all the time, so
True. Never.
it wouldn't
Listen, man.
surprise me if he
If
fights
they go
again.
to Scotland next year, I'm pretty sure he
I
wants
don't
to
think
go
they
to
are.
Scotland.
I don't think they
but
are.
if. That's it.
Now, another thing, you didn't see the David Shaw thing, but
No.
he talked international dates. So he said 40. He said 42 cards. I thought it was 43, but either way, he said it's between 16 and 19 international cards. So my guess is they're going to really cut down the apex. I mean, it seems like they're going to really cut down, which makes sense.
Yeah.
But someone was asking, like, can you go to Paris twice? He's like, maybe, but we're going to do at least one Paris card, one card in UK, or London, I should say, England. He said multiple, like, I think he said a couple cards in Canada, Australia / New Zealand. And then he said there's a bunch of other markets they're looking at. And I forgot Middle East obviously counts as international as well. But he said there's other markets they're looking at. He said Serbia was one, Marcel, which is interesting. I don't know if there's any Serbian fighters on the roster. Bojan Velikovic, I think, is Serbian.
Yeah, but he's not on the roster.
They might bring him back, I would think, if they go
I
there.
don't think so.
He mentioned Turkey, though. Turkey's, I don't, is there Ibo Aslan?
But
And he's terrible.
Boyan retired, by the way. Yeah.
Oh, he did?
Retired.
Okay. But yeah, sir. And then, yeah, China's another one I forgot. He said Germany was the other one.
Yeah,
Germany makes sense, I think, right?
Yeah, I think so too. They've been there before,
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
But,
someone asked about Belgium, and he's like, I don't know. That's what he said about Belgium.
but you cannot talk about international with Canada. You're pretty much the 51st state, so that's not international. But they always go to England, man. But the thing is, like, I don't mind, but they always have the same fighters on the card,
Try
So
Herbert and Nathaniel Wood and
always the same guys,
yeah, no, I know for sure. Do you guys think retired fighting would be a good amount? I mean, I don't know Paul, but I didn't know he had a podcast, Leathered Podcast. I had no idea. Did you? Did you know he had a podcast?
What's that?
Paul Craig had a podcast. Did you know?
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah,
I had no idea.
Yeah.
As far as retired fighters, I mean, I don't know how much money they really make from the coaching. I mean, I think they make, like, Mike Brown makes a lot of money. The guy at American Top Team, he makes a lot of money because he's coaching champions like every weekend.
Yeah.
But like, I think a lot of coaches probably don't make a lot. They do it because they love it, But there's other guys that do well. Like Brendan Harris was here for Coway. He probably makes good money. He was with Aldo for years. I told you I met him once. I was in the elevator at that UFC event in Brazil, and I walk in. And it was him and Hakran Diaz. I said to him, I'm like, hi guys, and I'm like, wait, I'm like, you used to fight in the UFC. I'm like, your name's Hakran Diaz. He started laughing. He's like, oh, and Andre's like, oh, you remembered him? I said, yeah. He fought Chad. I think he fought Chad Mendes, right? They're like, yeah. So because no one recognized him. I recognized him. So, he didn't have a great career in the UFC, but he had hype actually. Hakran, remember him back in the day?
Yeah, well, Diaz with the S instead of
yeah.
a C.
Yeah. Not he's not a secret Nick Diaz brother. That's the other one. Spain was another one. Yeah, France obviously. Scandinavia. Were they going to bring full retard mode with Gustafsson? Jesus Christ. We'll talk about that fight in a few minutes. But I think all these places make sense for events. All right, let's go back to the card. Mason Jones versus Wadzioki. So I think on any other card, this is a fight of the night, right? I think on any other card. It just sucks that it happened on a card with 11 finishes. Great fight. If you missed this one, go back and watch it. Wadzioki was tooling Mason Jones for like the first 2.5, 3 minutes, and then kind of got tired, and then Jones ended up dropping him to finish the first round. 2 judges went with Oki, one with Jones. I thought Jones maybe stole it back, but it could have went either way. And then second round, Oki had nothing left, Marcel, and Jones finished him. Brutal finish. I thought it was an amazing fight, actually. Really, really good fight. Both guys, like, they have nothing to hang their heads about in this one, right? It was a great fight.
Actually exactly how I called it, but I went with the wrong guy. I said like Oki is going to either finish him early or Jones wins the decision or goes or finish later. I think Jones actually finished earlier than I thought.
Sure.
I mean, Oki gassed. Oki gave too much probably in the first 3 minutes. And Jones did very well. We know Jones is tough. If you don't finish him and you gas, you're probably in trouble. And he was in trouble. It was a good win by Jones. Very, very sucky event for the Belgian, for the neighbors over here, with Oki losing and Keita not fighting. So
we could talk about that right now because
yeah.
I think it was actually like about this part of the card.
Mm.
But with as far as Jones goes, I mean he's 2 notes coming back. So
Yeah,
nice little run here. I don't know if he gets a rank guy, but very fun fighter to watch. And Oki's I think that's the end of his deal. I would think because he's 2-2 now.
I think he re-signed recently.
Okay, I was gonna say they're gonna re-sign him for sure though. He's a fun fighter. And someone did ask. They're like asking David Shaw about Belgium, and they're like, well, PFL just went to Belgium, and then he's like, okay, I didn't know. He's like, okay, right? And then they're like, what about Africa? He's like, PFL just went. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? He's like, works for PFL. That's like me back in the day. I don't know if you ever saw that press conference where I was asking Dana about Bellator, and he's like, you work for Bellator? It was so funny. I don't know if you ever saw that one. It was at Gus and Jones event, 2013. This is when they signed a bunch of guys from the UFC at that time. They signed like Ryan Bader and all these guys, like they were big names. And I'm like, what do you think about like Bjorn Rebney and Bellator? And he's like, do you work for Bellator? I'm like, no. But it was awesome. Anyways, yeah. Fight got canceled last minute. Lucien Keita missed weight, 3 pounds. Pitbull said no to the fight, which is his right. I mean, the guy missed weight, and this is a guy that's a lightweight. And from what we heard, Marcel, reports, we weren't there, obviously. The reports are he didn't attempt a second weight cut and that he was eating bananas backstage. That's what Pitbull said, apparently. Like, he didn't attempt to make the weight. So he kind of thought he was cheating. He was going to take his 20%, cut. We don't know, the whole story. David, but just really quick, and I'll let you talk about it. David Shaw was asked if he's cut because there's a rumor about it. David Shaw said, I don't know about that. I don't think he's cut. So go ahead.
So, I mean, listen, I'm no one's coroner, but we cannot go off on what Pitbull says, obviously, I think that he was eating bananas backstage. I mean, what I've heard, I've talked to some Belgian journalists.
You saw that tweet, though. It was Pitbull, wasn't it, that said that?
I'm not sure. But, I mean, we cannot believe everything, What I've heard is that Keita stopped sweating. And when he had still like 2 pounds to go, he stopped sweating. And he couldn't get it off anymore, So when they weighed in, he couldn't get the weight off anymore. And listen, it's still Keita's fault, If you cannot make the weight, you shouldn't accept it, And the thing is, like, this fight originally was supposed to happen in Rio. The UFC actually put it in Paris.
Oh,
and
really?
actually,
okay.
Yeah, they did it for Keita. They wanted Keita to shine in Paris because there are a lot of Belgian fans over there as well for Keita, So. And he got a massive chance, He got a chance against a ranked guy, pretty much close to home because he lives like 1 or 1.5 hour away from the venue, so close to his home. And yeah, he fucked up, So Pitbull has every right to say, like, listen, dude, you didn't make the weight. I'm already in a disadvantage going to Paris, fighting you. You are a debutant in the UFC. I'm ranked. I'm not going to give this advantage to you as well. And he's fully in his right to say, I don't want this fight to happen, here. And the thing is, like, for Keita, listen, he's not on a 10+10 contract or a 12+12 contract, So if he gets a new chance from the UFC, he definitely not gets against a guy in the rankings. They're probably going to give him somebody who is a tough matchup for him outside of the rankings. And that's his own fault. And listen, I like Lucien a lot because he's a really nice guy.
He's a good fighter.
Yeah, and a good fighter as well. But it's his fault. He cannot blame anybody else for
this.
No,
I don't think he really is. We did hear there's like I don't know if I want to say like a fight or something happened in the hotel between the two of them.
Yeah, I've also heard about that. So I can tell you what I heard about that also from the Belgian side. So Keita went up to Patricio Pitbull and he apologized, and Patricio was apparently laughing with the guys who he was with. And then Pitbull or Keita said to him, there's nothing to laugh about, man. We cannot fight. And then Pitbull didn't say anything. He's like, or are you happy that we don't have to fight? You didn't want this fight anyway. So that's happened. And then people came in between, but there was no physical thing or whatever.
Yeah, it's kind of a dick move. I mean, here's the thing. Like, the guy won $1 million or €1 million, right, in Octagon? Right? Wasn't that what so he's rich. And like you said, he's married to Miss Belgium or something. You sent me her Instagram.
Yeah.
So the guy's living a good life right now. I think he was okay with taking the fine to take the fight. Pitbull said no. People call Pitbull a pussy. I saw some people online saying he's a pussy for not accepting.
I disagree.
I mean, it's a big advantage. And Keita's, remember, he's fighting a lightweight the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the UFC is going to give him another chance at featherweight. I don't think they will. I think he's going to go back to lightweight.
If they do, he gets a very difficult opponent outside.
And if he does, it would be an unranked guy who's one of the better guys unranked.
Yeah.
And if he missed weight again, he's getting cut for sure, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, you saw with Brian Battle.
Brian missed weight 3 times, I think, but they,
Yeah,
usually
but I mean
fought in the
he.
U- fought in the
Yeah,
UFC.
but he missed weight from welterweight to
Yeah,
middleweight as well. He
yeah,
fought in
that's
two
bad.
different. But for Keita, it sucks. Listen, if he
Yeah,
made his debut and then in the second fight he missed weight,
yeah,
nobody is like it's like it happens. But now it's his actual debut. He's like a high prospect from outside of the UFC, two-division champion from Octagon,
yeah.
and he's not on a 12+12 contract. You know
No,
what
I
I
know.
mean? So
I don't think he's fighting Steve Garcia. I mean, Steve would. Why would Steve take that fight? Steve's on like a 6 or 7 fight win streak. He's
yeah.
going to fight an unranked guy. Tristan, like, it's a fun fight, but it makes no sense for Steve Garcia. It'll be an unranked guy that's really hard, probably like a grappler type, I would think. But
Maybe
I'd have to think about who it would be.
Dan Ige maybe or something.
Yeah, but I honestly think he's going to have to be going to 155, dude. I don't
Yeah.
see him going to. I don't know. We'll see. He's been fighting at lightweight though. Anyways, the fight never happened, so it sucks. But Pitbull's online. He's saying it looks like him and Mel Costa want to fight each other. I think that's a
Yeah.
really good fight. Do you like that one, Melk?
Yeah, why not?
That's an unranked guy that is a tough guy, right? Melky.
Yeah.
So I like that fight. Nathaniel Wood was another guy that also mentioned he wants to fight, and then Arnold Allen. But Nathaniel Wood wants to fight him in Abu Dhabi, and Pitbull's not going to take that fight. The thing was, Melky Costa said we'll fight in Brazil.
Yeah, why not?
It makes sense. I mean, I don't think that Brazil card's full. I could be wrong. And it seems like they have no problem putting 16, 17 fights, although I'm joking. It seems like 15 is the cap based on what I saw your post this morning for the Perth.
Yeah.
It's 15, right?
Yeah,
Kevin Vallejos is another guy too. Kevin Vallejos, that's another guy. I think it'll be Mel Costa. That's my guess. I think it's going to be Melky.
Makes sense to Brazilians in Brazil. Why not?
It's just an easy fight to do, right?
I mean, as the UFC also puts 2 Brazilians in Canada, so you never know.
I still don't get that. It makes no sense. And they've been adding a bunch of fights. They just added Kyle Nelson against
Yeah,
Matt
but that's
Favola.
Canada. But they also put Cody Gibson against Arochi Lang.
Dude, I saw that this morning. There's a lot of Chinese people in Vancouver.
Okay.
Huge population. So when I first saw him, then I'm like literally a second later, I'm like, okay, it makes sense because there's so. And hasn't he fought in Vancouver before? I could be wrong.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Yeah, massive population of Chinese people in Vancouver. Tristan lives there. He knows. You know Tristan. Cato versus Chase Hooper. That's just an easy win for him. They're not going to. I don't think they'll do that to Chase. By the way, there was a question about. Oh yeah, Antoine was asking about Rio. Yeah, no, I think they're going to. I don't think they're going to rebook the fight. I think Pitbull's getting another opponent. Right?
I don't think Pitbull accepts. He's probably like, yeah, and if he misses weight again, I'm fucked again. So I'm not going to do that.
And you mentioned Brian Battle. He just signed with PFL. So
yeah.
I talked to Ian Parker like 2 weeks ago, and I was like, when he got cut, I was like, Ian obviously works at PFL. I was like, Ian, I'm like, you got to get him, man. He's a good fighter. Ian's like, oh, I'll try to pull some strings. He ends up signing with Dirty Boxing. He fights some bum and like wins in like a minute. Yeah. And then the next week he signed with PFL. I talked to Ian, and Ian's like, I may have not talked to Don Davis about it. So I think it's a good signing for PFL because I think he will make 185. I don't know what happened for that fight, but it sucks that he missed weight because I think Brian Battle's a really good fighter, and it's unfortunate he missed weight, but he missed weight 3 times. So yeah, it's the Tristan says it's like the majority, dude. It's a heavy Chinese population. Toronto too, Marcel. Toronto's a very, very heavy Asian population.
At least you got some good food take out there for Chinese, right?
Food's amazing.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Let's go back to the card. Axel Sola gets a 3rd round finish over Reese McKee. I think the stoppage was early. Was it Herb Dean? Yeah, Herb Dean.
Of course it was Herb Dean.
Herb Dean had a bad night, in my opinion.
He was waiting for it to stop.
He had a bad night. I don't think the fight should have been stopped at that point, but the guy was down in the scorecards. I mean, he was down 2018 in all 3. He would have lost the 3rd round. He just got the shit kicked out. Dude, Axel Sola looked good. Axel Sola moved up a weight, Marcel. Like you said, he was normally a lightweight, moved up to welterweight. He has fought at welterweight, but fought a bigger guy, stuffed like all the takedowns, kept the fight standing, got some takedowns of his own, beat him up, did a lot of damage to Reese. It wasn't really it was at times competitive, but not really. I mean, he clearly won the fight. So good win for him, right?
Yeah, definitely. I think Herb Dean got some good baguettes probably by stopping that fight, because I think it was a horrible stoppage. I mean, it was a great punch landed by Sola in the body. Yeah, it was a bad stoppage. That if you stop it when it's on the ground, and don't stop it when somebody's standing up. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, the thing is with Sola, man, I wasn't really impressed, but at the same time, he normally fights at 55 and not at 70, so it was kind of impressive if you beat somebody like on a higher weight class in short notice.
And Skeletor's a really big welterweight. I mean, he's 6'2", 78-inch reach, Marcel. He's skinny, but like the Skeletor nickname. But he's a big, and he's coming off an amazing performance, right? Like
that's Franza, yeah.
You called that one. That was incredible. So
Yeah, I didn't call this one, so
no, no, no. I was on the fence about this one, but when you mentioned like the moving up in weight, I kind of pushed me towards him. It is what it is. Someone was asking about Axel Sola. I think he goes back to lightweight, right? I would think, right?
I would think so too. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, like he did look good in this fight, but I think he'll fight at lightweight, and then later on in his career, we'll move back up.
Mm.
Brian Ball, Jason, what's up, man? Brian Ball's a really good fighter. I think so. But yeah, I think that Sola good. Reese McKee's 1-5 in the UFC. In his most recent stint, he's 1-3. I don't know if his contract's up because he would have gotten a new contract right after the Frunza fight. You would think he'll probably get one more, but it would have to be a must-win fight.
Mm-hmm.
I think he'll fight one more. They'll probably do a London card like next March. He'll probably be on that, if I had to guess. But it wouldn't surprise you they cut him either. Would it surprise you if they did release him 1-5 in the UFC?
No, not at all, man. I think.
Yeah, that's a bad record.
But yeah.
What was worse, the main event for you or this fight? William Gomes defeats Robert Rashula
This fight.
decision.
I mean,
This is the worst fight in the card, right?
We had some great finishes, and then Gomes comes, so probably don't.
And I called it too. I was like, "Yeah, we finally got a decision coming up." This guy, do you find him exciting? Do you enjoy watching a fight, William Gomes?
No.
I think at this point, like you're just gonna have to stick him on these Paris and Europe and London cards. I don't want to see this guy fight in the States. I just don't think he should ever be on like a pay-per-view card. The only good fight he ever, like exciting fight he ever had, was against the last fight with Hyder Mill, where Hyder was the one pushing forward. Otherwise, this guy, he won this fight, but it was pretty close. It was pretty close, Marcel. And the other fights are all split decision, including a majority decision win over your boy Jarno Aarons.
Mm-hmm.
And then the win over Giannis, which was kind of like, I think it was controversial, right? The kick.
Which one?
Giannis
yeah, oh yeah, there was a real weird kick, yeah. The only
Yeah.
thing really controversial was the win over Brito last year, I think.
Oh, and that one too. I mean, most people thought he lost. So 5-1, but it's kind of like a fraudulent 5-1, guys. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, I think the decisions besides the Brito, he rightfully won, in my opinion.
He beat Aarons too, man. I know he's your guy, but
I said besides the Brito, he won.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
No, he beat Aarons. He beat Francis Marshall afterwards, was also close, but he beat him as well, in my opinion. So the Gamuri fight was kind of weird, but he got the win there. It's not really exciting, but still 5-1 UFC is good. But we saw Martin Budai getting kicked out with 7-1, so you never know what they're gonna do. But at the same time, I think like if they're not really a fan of him, they should give him better competition. Let's see what he does against them. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, we'll see what they do, but they're going to keep him around. But again, I think he should stick on the Europe cards. So that's the main card. I think the main card was okay, pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But the prelims were probably about I said 9 out of 10. Main card 7, prelims 10. Prelims 10. I'm trying to get it open, but I don't want to. I got to mute my mic because I don't want to. It's tough. My bottle opener's not working too well. But I've had 2 beers, so I have a 6-pack. I didn't drink at the concert last time. I'm drinking tonight, guys. And I'm on vacation in Hawaii now, guys. I'm in fucking Hawaii, Marcel.
You have a 6-pack. Show it.
No, not the stomach. The stomach's like a fucking 2-4, dude.
I always say I have a beer tender, so
or it's a keg. But yeah, main card 7 out of 10, prelims 10 out of 10. I mean, the prelims were the best of the year, right? Yeah, amazing. One of my friends missed it, and I'm like, dude, you need to go back and watch this card. Like he watches every card. It was because it was during the day he was busy.
Yeah.
I'm like, go back and fucking watch it. Yeah, because he even had Umar C having a good fight here, against Brenton Hibero. Although he got rocked at one point and almost fucking Kimura'd again. Imagine this guy pulled another Kimura off, Brenton Hibero. No, but I thought Umar C was the easiest pick on the card, honestly. Fighting in France, easy matchup against a guy who's not very good. Clearly won the fight. Looked great. Looked good, right? What do you think?
Yeah, man, I had Umar C number 1 on my confidence pick. So yeah, I mean, and it was also more a fade also on Branson Ribeiro, because I have nothing against Branson. He's a good dude, but I'm not really impressed. He got a big push last time to fight Murzakanov. It was way out of his league, I think, and. This was also like a winnable fight for C, which he did. I thought that he would probably grapple fuck him, but he even got the finish. So good win for C, man.
If I talk about my third one now, man, I've already had 2. It's been 5 40, 50, almost an hour or so. I got 6. I'll drink 1 in this one, 3 in this one, then 3 in the next one. That's my plan. And then I'm ordering Greek food tonight. That's my plan.
How late is it over there?
It's 8:30.
Oh, 8:30. Okay.
Yeah. Best fight in the night of the year, I would think so. I mean, this card was incredible. I thought I'd have to think back at the other cards, but right, it would have to be up there, right?
Oh, it's really good. Yeah.
And the crowd was amazing, right? The crowd.
So the thing is, like, I have like the Dutch commentary on, and because for some reason they really lower down the volume of the crowd, which fucking sucks.
Oh, okay.
So, but I hear it when I watch the replay. I do it's fucking loud.
When I can't remember we talked about this, but 3:15 in Montreal. Do you remember the crowd being really loud for that one, or do you?
I don't know. I don't think it was that.
When I was there, it was probably the loudest crowd I've ever seen for a fight. So,
yeah, but you're Canadian, so you're so pretty much impressed with everything. So,
true, but I'm telling you, when Barrio knocked out Bruno Silva with that elbow or whatever it was, like the place went nuts. And also when Milan knocked out Radke and Jasmine submitted Jessica, it was crazy. I'm your belly's one big muscle. That's what I tell the ladies, man. So there you go. Yeah, also, Taylor. That's a good call though, eh? Taylor Lapalus got cut, and he fights at Gomes, right? What are you laughing at?
Oh, that's what he also tells the ladies. His cock is also one big muscle. But yeah, I agree. I mean, Taylor Lapalus wasn't
a good fighter.
Yeah, I liked him, But for some reason, the UFC cut him twice, first stint, second stint, after doing pretty well,
I think he beat their boy Goito, Eric Perez. Remember that guy back in the day? Yeah. And they were pissed that because that was like their top Mexican prospect. That guy
I remember that.
He got fraud checked. Did you see that guy?
Pretty much to Ronaldo Rodriguez today, Yeah.
Another guy that got fraud checked. That's a fraud check. Kevin Borralho is not good, dude. I'm sorry, but he's not. Nah. Best pair. I would think it is. I mean, I'd have to look back at the other ones. There's only been like 3 or 4 of them. It's a new market for them.
I felt like they were almost all pretty good,
This one was really good, though. I mean, it tied the record, guys, if you don't know already, for most finishes, 11. It had a chance to get 12, but that main event just stunk the joint up a little bit more. So. Yeah. What fight was better, that fight or the Sterling Ortega fight 2 weeks ago?
I think this fight was a little bit better.
Yeah, that fight was terrible. Oh my god. Fight Talk, what's up, man? I got the go ahead from our boy Fight Talk. So I saw Aaron tweeted this. He has never stuffed a takedown in the UFC. Do you think he gets cut or does he get one? He's 2-4. Do you think he gets one more? I think he could fight one of these guys from Contender, potentially.
Yeah, probably.
Born Game, what's up? If Hamza doesn't take Imavov down, Imavov will let him up on the feet. Strick 148, 47, Imavov 26. Yeah, no, I'm not saying you're wrong. I think, some good points, but listen, I know he stuffed the takedowns of Caio. I think Hamza's a different beast, man. And we saw that obviously in his last fight. Like,
I agree with you there.
Takedown City. Dude, having a good weekend so far, guys. I don't want to, knock on wood. Marcel, knock on wood again, knock on wood. But yeah, I'm having a good weekend so far. So hopefully I don't choke on my souvlaki later on. I'll just say that.
I'm not afraid if you choke on souvlaki. I'm always afraid you choke on something else, but okay.
What the fuck? John, good. Yeah, it was really loud. It was the BSD fight was when they showed the crowd. They showed that for you guys, obviously. Incredible. Also,
I mean that mic position you have, man. It's like so natural for you.
Prata's crying as well. By the way, you saw that?
I just did this, but it was not really crying.
There was a lot of crying in this card. Carlos Pratas cried. Tom Aspinall was crying when D'Elia won. D'Elia was crying when he won. Like a lot of man tears. We also had Renaud and Gustafsson kissing at the weigh-ins, and I sent it to you. I'm like, Marcel, you got to give me a kiss like this on my bald head. And Marcel said it's not gay if you don't make eye contact, right?
Yeah,
like the old,
exactly.
It's like that the jiu-jitsu meme, right? The Shogun and Wanderlei.
Yeah, exactly.
I knew what it was. That's why I laughed. I was like, you fucking guy. Super, super funny. Speaking of D'Elia, he had a great win. He gets a bonus as well for the knockout here over Tabura. Tabura looked really out of shape in this fight too. I don't know if you noticed, like he just didn't look in shape, but D'Elia looked good. I mean, I just don't know what to... Listen, Tabura's ranked 7th, so it's a huge win. It gets him in the top 10, but Tabura's a gatekeeper too. What are you going to say?
You say it's only gay when you make eye contact. It's pretty much when you're at a party from a family party and you say I love BJ, and you mean BJ Penn, but they don't understand what you mean. They think something else. So Yeah, I mean Delia looked great. Only success to Burra had is when he was clinching with him pretty much. But on the feet, Delia he was quick for a heavyweight,
Yeah,
dude.
he looked
He
good.
looked really good. Happy
Yep.
for the guy. Seems like a very nice guy as well. He's training with Aspinall
Hmm.
and Boudet and Bukauskas on the team.
Decent
So
camp they have
yeah,
going there, right? Is it
yeah,
team? Is it Team Kaboom? Is that what it's called? Is that
I'm
the
not
team?
sure. Oh, Cowbon or
Right?
Kaboom. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah,
Good for
look good.
him. He's obviously won a tournament in PFL. He's been around. He's been fighting for 15 years, so he's been around a long time. Um, he's going to be in the top 10. I could see them doing him in he could fight Derek Lewis. He could fight Waldo, someone like that.
He can fight anyone, and this is what the UFC wanted with
Curtis Blades.
Kuniev. This is what
Yeah,
they wanted with Kuniev but Teixeira,
they're trying to
So
build new contenders,
exactly.
right?
So this is perfect for them.
Yeah, Mick Parkin's another guy. He also trains there.
Yeah,
Mick fought Tabur and lost to him.
yeah. But I
Um,
don't think Mick is that great, to be really honest.
Marcin Tabur, did he get cut?
I think it would be stupid by the UFC to cut him because they can use him pretty much as a gatekeeper. At the same time, he's probably an expensive
He's
gatekeeper.
probably like
So
25 fights in the UFC now, dude.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they cut him. I don't think he deserves to be cut. But the thing is, like,
He shouldn't
if you
be, but
if you see like they cut Rosenstrike, they cut
yep.
Budai, I wouldn't be surprised. If
The
they
funny thing is, when we talk about the matchmakers, Marcel's like Mick's way nicer than Sean Shelby. He's not
Yeah.
as ruthless, but then he cuts Rosenstrike and some of these other guys. I think he's getting. I think
McMahon is
he's.
making his debut right in the Contender Series this week. So
Yeah,
the
Kniev and
heavyweight.
Tabur would be fun. Yeah, I know. Caio Fernandez destroys Harry Hardwick's leg. Like Jesus,
Bro.
Harry Hardwick carried on in a fucking wheelchair, dude.
Yeah.
Wow, incredible. I honestly, maybe this guy would have beaten Farzia. We didn't talk about that. That fight got canceled too. Farzia pulled out. His grandmother died, which condolences. I do wonder what the UFC thinks about that pullout. I'm not trying to be a dick, but I do wonder if they think that's like a legitimate, reason to pull out of a fight. Or
I think it is. Listen, if you have
okay,
to do make arrangement and everything and
fair
stuff,
enough. Yeah,
I
yeah.
think it is. And the thing is, like,
For me, it's fine. By the way, but I
yeah.
know how Sean Shelby operates, dude. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but the problem here is like it's like also like a culture thing. I think Listen,
Sure.
if for me, example, listen, my grandma passed away.
Yeah.
Do I fight 6 days later? Maybe I don't know. The thing is, like, he's
fair.
Muslim as well. They are always very family minded.
Sure.
So I can see it. So I have no problem.
I just remember when not David Martin, David Jackson, his brother passed away. He fought the next day and knocked out Pat Sabatini. Remember that? It was crazy.
Yeah, but like
you're right,
said,
it's a culture
thing.
thing. Yeah, I know. Anyways, it's too bad that fight. Maybe they could rebook the fight. I wouldn't mind if they rebooked it. Cowie looked amazing, right? Dude, this guy's striking's incredible.
He looked great, and he got $50K for his performance.
Yeah, he got a bonus. Good for him. Yeah. What do you think about him getting the bonus, though? Because he fought a guy that took the fight on 4 days' notice, man.
I think he also could have said, like, I don't want this fight,
Sure.
But he took the fight, and
sure.
he looked great, Got to give him respect for that. And
sure.
Listen, they were like hyping Hardwick like crazy. Also Cage Warriors, obviously, because he comes from Cage Warriors, and Calway had no trouble with him at all. So it was an amazing performance, I think.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'll say so. The 4 bonuses were Benoit, Mason, Delia, and Fernandez. Okay, yeah. So then another finish for Sam Patterson. 4 finishes, no bonuses now. Kind of getting screwed a little bit, I think. He had another great finish, man.
Yeah. I thought it was a good stoppage. Some people say it's early. I think
it was fine. It was fine. The guy was out of it, dude, on the feet.
Yeah, he was pretty much thinking that he was still punching Patterson while the referee was.
I'm curious to see who he gets next, though, because I think he could get a ranked guy potentially because he's on a 4-fight knockout or finish streak. Probably has to fight another unranked guy, but Trey Waters is not a bad prospect, so a good win for him. We'll see what they do. By the way, this comment, Marcel, David Martin versus Sean Sheehan for the next Apex heavyweight main event.
Yeah, David Martin wins all the way.
There you go. By the way, I don't know if you guys saw, but I put into Grok who would win the fight between Marcel and Sean Sheehan, and Grok spit out this whole thing with like the weight and the age and everything. Apparently, Marcel's like 30 years old and you weigh 175 pounds apparently. Yeah. But it said you were like Dutch and they had everything. And you were Indonesian Dutch background. They fucking knew who you.
But it said 29-28 for me, right?
It said 28-28 for Marcel. I think it said Sean would win the first and then Gas, and then Marcel would have the better cardio.
It's not happening, but okay, I take it.
I'm laughing so hard. Yeah, Magny would be interesting. Excuse me, the winner of Magny and Jake. Jake Matthews. That's in Perth, right? 2 weeks. So
yeah,
Robert Birchak, I mean, to me, this is why I didn't expect it all. Wouldn't you
No.
say this was kind of the surprise of the night, this one?
To be really honest, I'm not going to be a dick, but Tavares probably should retire if he loses to Robert
Bro,
Bruce.
he got destroyed. He
Yeah,
got
really
fucking
bad.
destroyed. First round, I went 10-9, but like two judges went 10-8. I think you could go 10-8. Did you have 10-8 or 10-9?
No, 10-9. 10-9.
Okay, but it's borderline. It could have been like a 10, an
Yeah.
8.5. But yeah, clearly lost. Second round, I thought Brad won. He came back, and I'm like, okay, he's going to win the decision now. And then Robert knocks him out in the third. So good for him, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Come back after losing to Pateria and gets a big win here. So I think he could have gotten a bonus, to be honest with you. This is a big upset to me.
Yeah.
As far as why they re-signed Brad, he's a good soldier. He says yes to every fight, but you do wonder, is he going to get another shot? And also, like, he's tied with Bisping for most wins. They're not making it easy on him.
Mm-hmm.
I think he'll get one more, but if he loses again, he's going to get cut again. You think?
Yeah, I think so too, man. I mean, he's pretty much at the end of his career. No disrespect to Brad,
Yeah.
But I don't.
And the thing about this fight is, Marcel,
it's a winnable fight, normally.
It's not a 25-year-old prospect. This guy's 35.
Yeah.
He's not a prospect. He got dropped. Marcel, you want to know how many knockdowns they counted? Just one.
Just one. Okay.
Seemed like it was more. I have to look it back, but yeah, good for Britchek. I think he could have gotten a bonus. I mean, there's a lot of guys in this card, and Patterson as well, and also this guy, Renat Fakhretdinov. Great pick here, Marcel. Small underdog. He still hasn't won a bonus either in the UFC, which is, this.
Oh, the UFC is so mad that he won.
They wanted Gustafsson to win, I think.
Yeah, really.
6-0-1 now in the UFC. He's on like a 22 fight win. Unbeaten streak.
Yeah.
Good pick. I honestly thought Gustafsson would win. Gustafsson, as he quote unquote went full retard mode, as he calls it. Gustafsson fought as stupid as you could. He just went forward, hands down, chin in the air, and like you said, we're not way too technical. Just picking them apart and then finished him against the fence. Yeah, I mean, Renat has to get a rank guy now, right? Like after this.
Yeah, they don't like him, man, because
I mean,
but they good finish, man. And I like Renat, so I don't mind. Andreas Gustafsson, I know you like him, but for me, it's not a really fun fighter to watch, in my opinion.
He makes clinching fun, dude. Let's be honest.
Nah, I mean the Chaos fight was really annoying to me, but
yeah, because you picked Chaos, so did I. Actually,
no. Listen, I mean he won. He clearly won, but I thought it was annoying to watch. But yeah, I mean, he like I said, people were laughing in the Discord. I said Renat is super technical, but I said he's too technical to do this kind of fight against him. That Andreas does, just walk like a retard, like he says, and don't block anything, only with his head. You cannot do that.
No, it was dumb. And then opening up the card, Sam Hughes, great performance against Sean O'Bannon, clearly won. I thought the fight would be somewhat competitive, and it really wasn't. I didn't think she'd finish the fight, man.
I also don't think she was going to finish, but I was really confident that she was going to win, and you were as well.
Yeah, I thought she'd win for sure.
Yeah, the thing with Bannon is listen, I mean, she got that win over Pooja Tomar, but she got almost finished in that fight as well.
Mm-hmm.
Before that, she got that close fight with Ardelean, she won, and before that, she lost to Bruna Brazil. So if you look at Hughes, it's the first time ever that Hughes was a favorite coming into her UFC fight, and I think Hughes is good, and the thing with Hughes is, she has cardio for 15 minutes to go, and a lot of girls are fading a little bit after minute 7 or 8, and even this wasn't even necessary this time because she was just better.
Yeah, she dominated the fight, and I think borderline 10-8 again, another borderline 10-8 in the first round. Clearly won the fight though. I mean, obviously dominated the fight, and even if it went to decision, she was going to win. So good for her. Again, overall, I think it was a phenomenal card. I'm really glad I stayed home and watched this one. I always watch them anyways, but sometimes you regret watching the cards. You're like, fuck, I wish I was doing something else. But this was not that card. It was an awesome card, and you went 8 out of 10, 8.5. You said I'm going 9. Mr. Sunny over here, a smile on my face, and
sometimes Adam wishes he was that guy at that Korn concert a couple of weeks ago.
Let's go to Contender Series really quick. We'll recap that card. One of the better cards of the year, I would think, Marcel. It was 4 contracts given out. Go through them really quick. Mm-hmm. Tommy McMillan gets the win over Dave McGoyan, majority decision. I had it a draw. I thought the first round was 10-8. I think that was a 10-8 round. One judge went 10-8, 2 didn't. I think it was a 10-8, but either way, Tommy gets a contract. The thing about this fight is, I'll let you talk about all 5 in 1 second, but I think Tommy's a good prospect, but I also feel like he could have used more time in the regional scene. It's just, he would have been signed by PFL if he didn't get signed. So they kind of have to. Eduardo Rodrigue Chapelin gets the win over Antoine Ho. Clear win, 30-27, but like Denis said, didn't really show him anything that he has to have in the UFC. The crazy thing is, though, despite not getting the contract, I think he's going to end up in the UFC anyways. They're going to bring him in on short notice to fight someone to flyweight, I think.
Mhm.
Mandel Nalla, my guy Marcel, you know how happy I was to see Brad Garbage win? I was thrilled. Also, the age thing was crazy. It was 33 on Tapology Sherdog, but 36 years old, really.
You probably always lied to Bellator, and Bellator's like, you don't have to show your passport. So
It's possible.
Yeah.
36 years old, gets the knock over Sam Silva. I picked him as an underdog, really glad about that one. Cesare Alexeychuk gets the win over Teo Hague. Weird stoppage by Gary Copeland. Gary Copeland is crazy. I think like a month or two ago, I was like, Gary Copeland's a pretty good ref. You should use this guy more. And since then, he's been absolute dog shit. Horrible take. Throw that in the JL takes or the Kev takes channel, Marcel.
JL takes.
Dude, this guy, Gary Copeland, had one of the worst nights you'll see for a ref in all time. He was absolute trash on this card. And then main event, obviously, one of the best knockouts of the year, John Paul Lebesignani knocks out Jack Congdon, head kick. And really, Jason Herzog could have saved him because he was out on his feet, dude. He was knocked on his feet and then nice that nasty punch second later. So gives up 4 deals. I don't have a problem with the contracts. I think Dana made the right calls. The only borderline one was Tommy, but again, it was a really good fight. They did pay David his win bonus as well. I think David will be back next. He's not fighting again this year, a contender. It'll either be he'll get signed to the UFC already. He's 21. I think he should use some more seasoning, get him another fight in CFFC or something. But he'll be back next year. Give me your thoughts on the.
A little bit more seasoning. Yeah, I mean, Tommy McMillan is a typical guy in the UFC is going to try to build and going to give him like kind of a bad opposition that he should be able to beat because they like him because he's extravagant, and I don't really see it, to be really honest. Then you got the Chapulin guy. The funny thing is he's probably the most the one of the better guys, but he just didn't look amazing. He got the win against a good opponent, I think. But it's like how the contender series work. You have to be like
you have to at least go for a finish. I don't think he went for one. That's the problem.
Yeah, but I think he will get in the UFC.
He will. He will.
Mandel Nalla, don't have to say much about that. That was an amazing performance, great win, deserved contract.
And you've watched him for a while in Bellator, man.
Of course. In the day. Of course. So, yeah, good win. If you look at Cesare Alexeychuk, I thought it was a horrible stoppage by Copeland, but still a good win for Alexeychuk. It's not his fault, so congrats to him. And Jean-Paul Bosniani, I mean, pretty much the whole Apex was there for him, So, good for him.
Apples was front row for. I wonder if they're, hanging out a little bit. All Iridium people. He's Iridium, right, Jean-Paul?
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Like half the card was Iridium, Marcel, to be honest. Really good contender card, though. A couple of comments about this. I think it was a really good card, Antoine. This season, other than the first week, which was absolute dog shit, it's been a good season of contender. I'm excited about Mandel. I hope they can get him a fight in Vancouver, Marcel. I hope, right? He's from Vancouver, so.
Go to the card or still not?
No, I'm gonna watch it at home for my coach. Yeah, it's just easier. I wonder too. I don't know if Dana even gives a shit, to be honest with you. Say, fuck it, I don't care. Again, I'm with you guys in that he's clearly UFC ready. The other thing is Dana knows the kid because he was on Contenders or on Ultimate Fighter.
No, but he doesn't know.
Yeah, I maybe forgot who he is, but he missed weight in Ultimate Fighter, didn't he? I think he did.
I don't know. The thing is, like, I actually thought he was going to give him a contract because it was DC's boy, right? So
yeah, I don't know if I'm trying to think. I think he missed weight. I can't remember, but he lost to Joseph Morales though for sure on tough. So. Anyways, it's crazy. Like he might be in his prime at this age, which is he's your age. He's 89, like you and Zach. So, I'm older than you fucking guys, man. It's crazy. I'm getting old quickly, dude. I'm 37 next week, so you get old quick. He got knocked out twice. Anyways, it was a good show. But Budka got cut after a couple of fights. Medina is fighting this weekend or next weekend, I should say, at Noche UFC.
That's Stefan.
Yeah, it's against Stefan, who we're gonna have in the podcast in
next week.
September, next Monday. So looking forward to that. I think we mentioned it, but we're having Stefan stream the podcast, so we have to do it a little earlier, guys. It's gonna be it's kind of a weird time, but Stefan's just not available the other times. So what is it, 3 p.m.?
Yeah, it's
Monday.
Yeah.
Which is 9 p.m. for you guys. He lives in Netherlands, or
yeah, he also lives in Netherlands. Yeah.
Same city as you, or
no. He lives like 2.5 hours from.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm looking forward to that. It should be good, but it's going to be 3 p.m. Eastern on a Monday. So hopefully some of you guys can join that chat, but if not, you can watch the replay. It's going to be cool. We'll get him on and we'll talk about his career. We'll talk about his
The Jared
new
Russell fight.
With the Jose Medina fight. Is that which one?
No, I said the Jared Russell fight.
Oh God, you keep bringing this up to him.
I always do it just to piss, but he can take it, man. He's funny. He's
when
fun,
you do interviews, you write your questions down, or you just kind of like you think about them in your head as you're going.
I have like a paper, and I just have some words on it, so I can remember.
Me too. I'm the same as you. I'll have like a little notepad of like a few things, but the truth is, like, I try to like go and flow with it.
Yeah.
Now
Exactly.
I haven't done a ton of interviews the last few years, but when I started my career, I was doing them every week. So
you can just ask him like about his career and now what he does now for Eurosport and that kind of stuff.
I will. Don't worry. I'm going to ask him about you too and see how much of a pain in the ass he is to work with you.
You can,
or you are to
do.
work with him, I should say.
You can do.
Yeah. All right. I think we're good for this recap, right? We're good. I like this comment. Nice to have Todorovic's brother on, Marcel.
Yeah.
It'll be good. He's going to be cool.
We actually know each other, so yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be cool. Hopefully, I mean, it's going to be a good show. But all right, let's end this podcast. We went a little bit past the hour, but that's okay. We're going to do Noche UFC preview in a second here. Marcel can't see me. You can't see me. Yeah. We'll end the show, but we'll do Noche UFC preview. Anyways, like, share, subscribe, guys. Talk to your friends about it. Give us about 2 minutes. I'll tweet out the Noche card and we'll do the preview for the fight. We'll go break down all the